What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this beautifully honest reaction. I will admit, and honestly, this is just the truth, I do not follow the Netta and Charles saga on social media, and the only reason why I even know about these two characters is because of other content creators that I have seen share and talk about it. And there was even a segment on Wine is the New Tea when I was co-hosting one of those shows where we were discussing Netta and Charles, and I didn't really know a whole lot about them then, and I just really couldn't give it that much energy to talk about them because I'm like, why are they a thing? Why is anyone even discussing them? And that's why I wanted to talk about this, because I just really feel that it is a shame and an embarrassment that social media platforms of the likes of Facebook and TikTok, they reward this buffoonery in the African American community because these people are making money, and I don't have an issue with anyone making money, especially when you're doing it legally and legitimately, but it's a modern day minstrel show and they're being awarded for doing these things. So they're making a whole lot of money to pretty much be stupid and do the stuff that they're doing because people are tuning in and watching it. Now, I admit, there are some reality shows that I tune into, not as much as I used to, because honestly, even today, not even today, but especially today, reality TV shows, they've lost their luster. At first, it was interesting, and then over the years, it got a little bit more drama and a little bit more intense with some of the shows and some of the episodes and some of the people in terms of like real life situations that they have gotten caught up in, showcasing one thing on the show, and then in real life they're doing something completely different or fraudulent or illegal. Like, for example, Jen Shaw from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, who was showcasing this incredible lifestyle. She had 50 assistants and I'm exaggerating on the amount, but honestly, she had a whole lot of assistants, and people were like, why do you have so many assistants? What do you even do? And when it came time for her to explain what she did for a living, it just didn't make sense. And then all of the stuff started coming out about she and her assistant, or one of the assistants at least, were scamming older people, defrauding them and charging their cards every month. And it just got to the point where she was living this excessive, exorbitant life and lifestyle off of the backs of the elderly and the uninformed. So I'm saying all of that to say that, yeah, I've watched and even engaged in some of the reality TV shenanigans that we've seen. But when it comes to people like Miss Netta and Charles, or even Andrew Caldwell, Mr. I've been delivered, I ain't gay no more, rewarding these people's minstrel scenarios and sagas because people are tuning in and viewing it, it's just a shame. And while, like I said, I don't fault anybody from being able to make money and do well, do what you got to do, I guess, to make your money, but to know that social media platforms, when it comes to people like them, they reward that type of stuff when there are people who are legitimately sharing content, sharing life and lifestyle things that the algorithm doesn't favor them, so they don't get noticed and they don't get seen. But people like these people, they can do appearances at clubs and different things like that, and people are paying them money to do meet and greets. Why? So I want to play this clip from this video, and I actually saw this from Sean Davy Way on his YouTube channel. I'm going to put the full video link in the description box, but I'm going to play a portion of this because I was listening to it earlier today and I was just shaking my head and I was like, this is the problem. this is the problem. These social media companies are rewarding these minstrel shows, and to know that they want to try to cross over to the quote unquote whites, this is what they said. It's like, no, keep your asses in the minstrel show African American sector of social media, because they already think, I don't say they, but a lot of them already think negatively about us. We don't need you crossing over so that you could be a representation of what they think the blacks, like Trump calls them, or the African American community is.
We came in with $22,000. Okay. So we came in with $22,000. So by the end of the month, I went to Carlos. I said, Carlos, you didn't tell me not one time that we was going to have to spend all this money like this. I said, I showed you my banking information when we came in with $22,000. I said, I got $8,000 in my savings account. I said, something ain't right. Carlos.
Side note, I've said it before, Netta and Charles are scammers, and I say it in the nicest way possible. They are definitely con artists. Netta doesn't understand that in order to do a meet and greet and set meet and greets up, as a business and a brand, the money comes out of your pocket. What you do is make sure that the ticket sales are high enough for you to not only profit, but for it to take care of the venue, your travel costs, paying for your team, all of that stuff. So if you're only selling your tickets for $30 a pop, times however many people came, I heard it was like 25 to 30 people that showed up, so that's around like $900, depending on how many people came. That is not going to exceed what you are paying for the venue, your employees, your hair, makeup, wardrobe, not just for you, but for Charles as well. It's not going to take care of all of that. So you should have charged them more for your tickets. You should have been charging $200, $300, $400, $500 a person if you're going to be providing food and entertainment and drinks and all of those good things. You just make sure that you profit from it, because that is how you make money. If your meet and greets did not live up to what they were supposed to, meaning you didn't bring in a bunch of revenue from it, then that falls on you. He can only bring a horse to the water. He cannot make it drink it. So if you're going to make all of this money, it's your responsibility to make sure that your icons, with parentheses, your audience, shows up. That's not your manager's responsibility to make sure that your talent is good enough to get these people to show. No, you make your talent what it's supposed to do to draw the attention, and your manager picks up the slack. So again, the meet and greets come out of the person's pocket until the profit is made. She didn't make any profit because she's not what she thinks she is. And again, I'm not even throwing any shade. If I was having a meet and greet, I'm going to make a profit, because I'm not going to do it in a way to where I'm not going to. What is the point of putting thousands of dollars into something if you don't have it? Now, if you have the money, then 100%. But for Netta to be sitting there like, oh, I had $22,000, now my bank account down to $8,000. How's your bank account down to $8,000 if you're so rich?
And so I want to pause it right there. And the reason is because apparently they're not great with money, but two, they're getting these, however amount of the dollars are for these checks, they're getting these social media checks being paid by Facebook, probably not as much from TikTok. I don't know, but I'm saying I blame Mark Zuckerberg for this. I really do, because they're getting these Facebook checks and they are pretty much doing nothing but just being themselves. They're minstrel show ratchet selves and being paid because of the eyeballs that are being placed on them on these social media platforms, mainly Facebook. And so it's made them think that they are more than what they really are. It takes nothing for someone to hit the button to watch them while they're doing whatever they're doing on social media, but it's going to take effort for these people to actually pay money, buy a ticket to come out to see them live for a meet and greet. Like, who made you think that that was a good idea? Seriously.
I don't understand that. And to be complaining about $7,500, the problem is is, again, you are not a celebrity, but you are expecting a celebrity's turnout when it comes to the revenue that is coming in to your brand. You are not there yet. You have a lot of work to do, Netta.
Carlos was like, well, what are you talking about, Miss Netta? What do you spend the money on? What did we spend the money on? We provided the whole trip for everybody. And that's the thing to let y'all know that we ain't broke at all. We provided the whole trip for everybody. We provided hotel room for us and them. We provided food. We would sit up there paying for their food and stuff like they little children. But we the broke, the broke dumb ones or whatever. Well, you could call us dumb. $400 and $500 meals and stuff we buy at these fancy restaurants for all of us. We doing all of this. So, anyway, turn it down a little bit because it's kind of messing with my concentration and I can't tell everything I want to tell. So anyway, so after we did all of that, we spent all this money doing all of this after going all these meet and greets. Not to mention y'all know that y'all that came to them meet and greets, y'all had to pay for tickets. The meet and greet supposed to fund itself. Carlos was taking money the whole entire time. So we thinking like, okay, so what's going on? So we went to, I'm not going to say the promo we went to, but the people know that we talking about, I'm not going to call their names. We went to this one particular promotion that we had to do. And so we was at the table, at the dinner table, and Carlos was like, Miss Netta, y'all need to go to this club, this gay club. Not to mention, y'all did hear him say that he knew all of these people for a long time, but he wanted to call himself a straight man. But all them clubs we went to was gay clubs. So he had us hooked up with all them clubs we went to was gay clubs. So he had us hooked up with all these gay clubs that he had association with, that he so-called said he's a straight man. But anyway, so we went to this, we was at the dinner table eating dinner, and Carlos said we need to go to this club. And he said the reason why we need to go to this club because it's a white club and y'all need to get the white people in with y'all as liking y'all too as Miss Netta. So I asked Carlos, I said, so how much is they paying us to go to this club? Carlos said, Miss Netta, you can't go and get paid for every place you go to. And so when he said that, the people that was providing us dinner, they just paid for us promo. And they was like, are you serious? So you providing us dinner, they just paid for us promo. And they was like, are you serious? So you gonna have the audacity to sit up here in our face and gonna say that they don't have to get paid for this promo, but we just paid y'all for promo to do. We don't seem that's fair at all. And I'm sorry for bringing this up, people, but I'm not saying no names, that nobody know what I'm talking about, but I'm sorry for bringing this up. And they said, that just don't seem fair to us. So Carlos went on and kept talking about, well, it's a white club and this and that. So they was like, hey, we need to talk to you when by yourself without Carlos being around. So we like, okay. So they got us by ourselves and they was like, Carlos is stealing y'all money. I said, what? He was like, did y'all know that we paid for y'all?
Side note, so Netta is alleging right now that her manager got paid from a client for a promo of Miss Netta and Charles to come and sit down with them, whether it was a dinner or an event, and the asking price, which Netta does not say how much these people allegedly paid. She's just saying, oh, they said that they paid him, to have us come there. If what is being paid to them for their booking fee is not under the things that they're requesting that comes out of their budget, then you're not going to receive any money, Netta. So if your manager paid for your hair, your nails, your wardrobe, and everything else, transportation, and the same thing for Charles, wardrobe, haircut, makeup, all of that, for y'all to come to this event, he is not responsible for paying for it. And that's what Netta is pushing. She feels like her manager is responsible for paying for everything that she needs and their booking fees and costs and whatnot. She gets the full amount. No, he gets his fee because a manager gets a percentage out of everything their client makes. And then on top of him getting his fee, anything that it costs that he has to go and spend for this event, then you are responsible for it, not your manager.
All right, so I'm going to stop it right there. I'm going to put the full video link in the description if you want to check it out because it's pretty lengthy. But listen, the main reason why I wanted to talk about this is it's just so, in the times that we're living in now and all the things that are going on in politics and how they're trying to turn the clock back and whatever. And we've got these minstrel shows like Miss Netta and Charles that's out here being paid to be ridiculous, and the representation that they put out there, you've got a manager saying that you need to cross over to the whites. Hell no. Stay where you're at, and hopefully this Miss Netta and Charles viral moment, the 15 minutes, will be up soon, because I'm just over it. And I blame, like I said, Mark Zuckerberg and whoever owns TikTok for pushing this stuff, because again, it gets pushed and promoted in the algorithm. People watch because it's a train wreck. And if you see the reactions from the Facebook, the laughing emoji is the one that you will see the most that people are putting out. It's not all of the hearts, it's not all the smiley faces, it's mainly the laughing emoji. People are watching them because they think it's funny. I don't think anything is funny about them. I'm not saying that in terms of trying to be in defense of them. I'm just saying that I just am over it, and I'm really hoping that this ends really soon. So guys, you can let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section. Again, I have the full video link in the description if you want to check it out. So thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.